Okay. Aloha kako. This is Keoni Nunes. I'm with the Ackco Pacific office, and I'd like to welcome all of you over to our webinar. This is actually something that we're trying to do for the first time, and we'd like to do it on a monthly basis, hopefully to bring to you not only different resources, but highlight different projects that are out there within the Pacific, because of our distance away from each other, oftentimes we really don't know what everyone else is doing, and sometimes it's beneficial for everyone to know what other projects are out there, because I think it's really necessary in this day and age to really look at creating creative partnerships, and although it's not been done as of yet, hopefully a partnership that would be trans-Pacific, with Hawaii, Samoa, Saipan, and Guam would be somewhere in the future. Let's hope that might occur. Again, my name is Keoni Nunes. This week we want to feature a resource, and although the resource is primarily for Native Hawaiian groups, I think that everyone can learn a little bit about the process, because I know that even though it's a little bit different than the Office of Hawaiian Affairs, we have the Office of Chamorro Affairs in Guam, and we also do have the Office of Samoan Affairs. So it was pretty much loosely based on what the Office of Hawaiian Affairs was trying to create way back when its inception was at the Constitutional Convention. Pretty much that was in 1976. And so that's a long time ago. We have with us Nancy King, who does a lot of the grant training for the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. And Nancy and I have had a long history. She and I attended the University of Hawaii together at a time when there were very few Hawaiian students, and we all tried to support each other as much as we could. And yesterday, as we were preparing for this webinar, Nancy looked at me and said, who would have thought that, all those years after we went to school, would be doing pretty much the same thing in grants, because she had a long career at the Bishop Museum, as did I, and so we kind of paralleled each other in many, many different ways. So I'm very, very honored to open up our first webinar, monthly webinar with Nancy King. And before we have her do her presentation and tell each of you a little bit about the Office of Hawaiian Affairs and her office, then I'd like each of us, if possible, to introduce ourselves so that we know who's on the webinar. Anyone can go.
Am I heard? Can someone hear me? Hello?
Nicole?
Yes.
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay. So can you please introduce yourselves?
Okay, I'll start first. Now that I'm clear that everyone can hear me, my name is Mapuana Kahanu. I am presently with La'iopua 2020, calling from the Big Island, Kailua Kona, and I'm an admin assistant here. I was asked to be on the webinar today by Bo Kahui, our executive director, and I'm learning. I'm in the learning curve, and it's interesting, and I appreciate being on this webinar training, and just wanted to say aloha to everyone.
Aloha, Mapuana. Okay. Anyone else out there?
Yeah, hi. My name is Paul Budnick. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Yeah, Rob Zimmerman with the Oasis Empowerment Center asked me to come on and learn a little bit out of Guam. So I'm here to see what's available and working with Oasis.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay. Rosio, why don't you introduce yourself?
Aloha, I'm Rosia Tavita. I'm the project coordinator for the ANA Pacific Basin office, working with Ackco, Inc.
Thank you.
And this is Kathleen Tomont, and I am the administrative assistant for Ackco Incorporated.
Yeah, and I see some names here. Do you mind if I call you out? See if you're online yet. We have a Denise Schumann.
Hi, half a day. This is Denise. I'm currently with MBA, and we're working on a grant to strengthen and help with our families here in Guam. So I want to listen in today to see all the great things you guys have to say.
Mahalo. Earl Lim we have.
Hello. My name is Earl, and I'm calling for the Catholic Social Services here at American Samoa. It's aloha to all of you, and I expect much with this webinar.
Mahalo. And we have a Laura. I'm sorry I don't have a last name.
Laura Williams.
Are you online yet? She may be dialing in. What about Miley Lou?
Aloha, Keoni. Aloha, Nancy.
Aloha.
Miley here from Hula Preservation Society. Nice to be with you folks.
Nice to hear you again. We have Nicole Calvo.
Half a day, everyone. My name is Nicole Calvo. I'm with Pa'atautano, and we're actually here in the office with three other individuals, so I'm going to have them introduce themselves to you.
Hi, my name is Susan Seguenza. I'm the administrative assistant for Pa'atautano. Thanks for having us.
Half a day, Toru, Sizina, Nicholas Rose, Giningwa.
Okay, is that it? So far, we might have. Yeah. Hello. If we might have some people coming in as the webinar goes on. We had about 20 people registered, and so they might come in the middle of the webinar. Again, what we have today is Nancy King, who is with Office of Hawaiian Affairs. Something that is real important for everyone who is out there doing programs, especially she does something, and I'll let her explain as she goes on, because I'm sure she's going to cover it. But she does something that is pretty important as far as helping nonprofit organizations in the community be able to apply for ANA grants. Yeah. So Nancy, I'll turn it over to you, and if you want to tell them a little bit more about yourself, that'd be great.
Okay. Aloha all. As Keoni said, I'm Nancy. I've been doing grants here at the Office of Hawaiian Affairs for a little over 10 years.
Community grants program
and prior to that, I had been at Bishop Museum in both the anthropology and then the education divisions. Here at OHA, our grants program has gone through some changes in this past year, and that's due to some enhancements I think we've made here at the office. So we'll be going through that as part of the presentation today. So I think I'd like to just go ahead and get started.
Great.
Okay. And if you have any questions at any time, please feel free to just give me a shout out and we can address that question as we're dealing with that part of the presentation. Okay. Basic history on OHA. As Keoni mentioned, the Office of Hawaiian Affairs came out as a result of the Constitutional Convention of 1978. So OHA recently celebrated its 30 years of existence. OHA was created as a public trust, the Office of Hawaiian Affairs, as a public trust to better the conditions of the Hawaiian community. In Hawaii, because of some of the federal programs we have, we do make a distinction as far as blood quantum of Hawaiian ancestry and the services that can be received. The Department of Hawaiian Homelands, which provides homestead lands for Hawaiians, makes that distinction. You must be at least 50% blood quantum. When OHA was created as part of the Constitutional Convention, we did align with that federal designation of 50%, but then our mandate goes further than that to just the general Hawaiian community. So we can provide programming support to Hawaiians of any blood quantum.
Nancy, this is Keoni.
Yes.
Do you also service Hawaiians that live outside of the state?
Yes. We don't make a distinction as far as where they reside and where program money can go. I would say probably 99.9% of our funding has been just to support programs within the state of Hawaii. Part of the reason being is groups outside the state don't realize what they can avail themselves of. Usually it's the people in Hawaii who are aware of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. We recently did fund a program in the States, in California, for a Hawaiian and Pacific focused charter school that was beginning in San Diego. And I think that was one of the key projects that we've actually supported with some major funding out of the state. Because OHA's mission is to better the conditions of the Hawaiian community, we can fund programs anywhere so long as we really see that the monies are going to benefit Hawaiian individuals, Hawaiian clients, Hawaiian participants. And just one of the minor requirements, which we'll be getting into a little later, is organizations do need to be registered to do business in the state of Hawaii, because we are also a quasi-state agency, so we need to meet some of those state budget and procurement requirements. Okay, moving on. As part of our new strategic plan, OHA went through a process of about a year to update our previous strategic plan. It's just beginning implementation this year, 2010, to run through 2016. Part of that strategic plan created our vision. And don't mind the diacriticals, but it's Ho'oulu Lahui Aloha, which means to raise a beloved nation. And this is a combination of our last reigning king, Kalakaua, his motto, Ho'oulu Lahui, and his sister, who was our last reigning monarch, Queen Liliuokalani, and her value of aloha. The idea being that as Hawaiians move forward towards self-governance or some form of building a nation, we need to have a strong and healthy and educated and self-sufficient community in order to realize nationhood, hence to raise a beloved nation. Our mission statement, it's kind of long, but let me read it out to you. To mālama Hawaii's people and environmental resources and OHA's assets towards ensuring the perpetuation of the culture, the enhancement of lifestyle,